I'm muted, and now no one's muted, and we're all here. Hey, welcome to Stir Friday Night's Monster of the Week over on Roll20. We're so excited to be back. I'm Masood. I'm your GM going through this campaign with things that go bump in the night set in our own backyard of Chicago. But before I talk more, because you're going to hear a lot from me, let's go around and introduce ourselves real fast. Just say your name, say a little something that you're excited about in your week, and what is your favorite pizza place in Chicago? And we're going to start with Erica.
Hey, my name is Erica. I'm playing Dolly. Our pronouns are she, her, hers. And my favorite pizza place in Chicago, actually, no, this is not controversial. Nobody likes deep dish. It's a tourist trap. It takes 45 minutes. I have a standing rule that when people visit me, I will not get deep dish with them. If they want to get it, they can go on their own. I'll be napping. But my favorite pizza is Parlor Pizza, and specifically their Save the Last Ranch, which has broccoli on it, which I'm going to say is not controversial.
Oh, that's not controversial? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just saying that it's
I like you just throwing grenades in the room and walking out. That feels very comfortable. All right, moving on. Asra, tell us about yourself and your character, your pronouns, and what is your favorite pizza place in Chicago?
Hi, my name is Esra. I'm playing Yasmin. Our pronouns are she, her, hers. And uh, does it have to be like a Chicago specific pizza place?
It doesn't have to be a Chicago-specific pizza place, but if it'll probably affect our judgment of you, depending on what you say.
I know. The only one that's coming to mind is like the one I've been craving lately. Um, so you can roast me. I really like Jet's Pizza,
It's great
which I know
pizza.
isn't it so good?
It's Detroit style. Yeah, it's sorry.
It's not bad.
I was really skeptical and I tried it and now I want some right now actually. I thought about ordering some tonight.
It's
But
cool if you open up a tab and while we're not paying attention and you order some.
Yeah, I'll just be eating during this.
There you go.
So I gotta take care of that now. Thank you.
And let's move right along. Ben, tell us about yourself. Who's your character, your pronouns, and favorite pizza shop.
Hey, Ben here. I'm playing Jeff Choi, the IT guy. Both our pronouns are he, him, his. My favorite Chicago pizza place, also my least favorite because I used to work there, is Paisanos, which is the knockoff. Like the guy who started Uno's had two sons. One of them was Lou Malnati.
Right.
And then Rudy, his brother, saw Lou making all that money, and he said, "I'm opening up my own place. It's called Paisanos." And he stole a bunch of money from the employees when we were working for him, and I got a check for a class action lawsuit way later. So I don't feel bad
No, you should
about trashing him.
But
that being said,
you still go get food there.
No, the deep dish there is both inferior to Giordano's and Lou Malnati's. And I ate it too much while I worked there, so I don't like it anymore. But their thin crust is legit really good.
Yeah,
Paisanos
I bet.
Thin crust is that's what you, if you're actually from Chicago, that's what you get. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a Chicagoan and I do love deep dish. It's good. You just don't eat it every day.
No. Yeah, it's a special occasion food, right?
Yeah, sure.
Moving right along, Joan, tell us about yourself, your pronouns, your character, and favorite pizza shop in the area.
Hey, this is Joan, she, her, hers. I'm playing Simone's Dream today. She's a gothy teen. My favorite Chicago pizza is when I'm not eating at California Pizza Kitchen, I go to Quads. It was featured on Anthony Bourdain's show back in the day when he was still making TV shows. It has a lot of really good burnt cheese on the crust. It's like caramelized cheese and it's like super, super crunchy. So I definitely recommend that when you come to Chicago.
Very dope. I like Pequod's a lot. I feel like it's kind of, people talk about Giordano's, people talk about Luminati's. People don't really mention Pequod's, which is a shame. But let's hear from Harrison, who's also a shame. Sorry, I'm gonna roast you on every transition in the intro. That's like gonna be the vibe this season.
Let's hear it.
I'm 2 for 2 now, so next week it'll be a trend. Harrison, tell us about your favorite pizza shop, who you play, and your pronouns.
Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. I'm Harrison Happen. I'm playing Gliz Marshall. So pizza, I really love pizza. I can't give just one answer, so I'll give kind of like three answers. So favorite deep dish is Lou Malnati's just because of the butter crust. Favorite cheap pizza definitely is Sarpino's. You can't sleep on that. But my favorite pizza of all time is Costco's pepperoni pizza.
It's not a bad choice.
Yeah.
I would disagree. People, there are, if we're gonna allow Jets, we gotta allow Costco, right? Like it's got to be in the same capacity.
I mean, it's in Chicago.
I said a Chicagoland pizza shop, and
Yeah,
my
that's
God,
it.
is Costco a shop? Do they just sell
It's
everything?
Costco. So yeah, if anybody has a Costco card, I don't, and I haven't had that pizza in a long time, so I will do anything for that.
I think they deliver now. I'll figure it out. You're gonna get a birthday
Okay, cool.
pizza.
Nice.
Shu, up next. Tell us about you, your character, your pronouns, and favorite pizza shop in Chicago.
Ooh, okay. So my name is Shu. Hello there. My character's name is Beryl. Both of our pronouns are she, hers. And so I'm going to preface this with saying I am severely lactose intolerant. So that means that any pizza recommendation I give is worth the pain. And I feel like that should give it that much more credence, right? The best pizza I've had in Chicago is from this place called Peace. It is in Wicker Park. They might have more and they might have franchised out now, but it is so good. They have this like atomic pizza with hot dog sausage, and it is spicy. It is delicious. It is worth every ounce of pain. And trust me, it is very painful. But I gotta say, like, if you're in Chicago and you're looking for something a little different, or you're offended by the presence of deep dish like Erica is, then definitely check out Peace.
Heck yeah. And then, hi, I'm Masood. I'll be your GM. My pronouns are he, him, but I'll do assortment of characters as the GM, and their pronouns will change as need be. And for myself, my favorite pizza shop in Chicago, I really like, I'm not even like playing to the chat, but I saw it in chat earlier. Mr. Owlbear had my favorite pizza place. It's Rosati's. I love the tavern style cut Rosati's pizza. It's just it's just real good. And yeah, that's like my favorite pizza shop in Chicago. If I'm getting what I think of pizza, if I'm getting deep dish, it's either it's gonna be Lou Malnati's. It's Lou Malnati's all day. Particularly like the Italian sausage. Ooh, so good. Man. I'm not eating pizza tonight. I don't know why I'm brought it up, but it's fun to talk about. Hopefully, no, I'm not. I got Jimmy John's. This is totally different. We'll do pizza next week. We'll all get pizza together to eat on stream and talk about what we're gonna plan for the week after. This will be a fun trick.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, let's get back into our game, guys. What happened last week on our season premiere of Monster of the Week?
Ben ran away in his Prius because he was too scared to fight.
Oh yeah. Jeff
To get
Troy.
water. He went to go get water.
Went to go get water.
Yes, you did.
Thinking that this was a Wizard of Oz situation.
Yeah,
and so I wasn't really running away. I was running back to the armory, if you will. And then also I got in the Prius and I was ready to ram a statue.
I think that's good to know. I mean, we started off in a different part of the city. You all started your day. You ended in a battle with the statues of Oz Park come to life. And I think what's good to note about Jeff is he did trigger the last statue, the Tin Man standing as a guardian of the edge of the sort of playground by crossing his threshold. You caught his attention. And hey, I'm never gonna do a no but on you for improv sake, so I'm not gonna say that the water, I'm not gonna tell you what happens to the water. You know, you can use it, find out what happens, and we'll roll. We'll see what occurs. But in the meantime, the Tin Man is bearing down on you. What is going on with everyone else's character?
I tried to punt kick Toto, and I did not go well. Just bit me.
It got in your face.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a bit of a scuffle going on with the beasts within this park, because you were getting into a fight with the Cowardly Lion as well. I think you like rolled over and chucked him onto the Scarecrow in your werebear form. looking glorious, I imagine, with the wind and on the moonlight glistening on your whistle.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't.
This is my job. I provide
It's your
unnecessary adjectives
I
to
like
situations
that.
to paint a picture in the mind.
Like that at all. Okay.
Well, speaking of things that we're not having a good time with, Beryl, you were managing this group of interns. What happened from your end? What do you remember?
So Beryl got up, as she does every day, staring into the void in her tiny studio apartment, which has no furniture, and was told that she had a new thing that she had to do with all the interns. So she tried to gather all the interns, only got 2 of them, and the rest of them were in high school because, of course, that's the quality of our internship program today, which is fine because the agency is here for all of your monster needs. So anytime, any place, I mean that because we are outside of time. Anyways, I remember Beryl trying to figure out what was happening, talking to Officer Ken, who was not very helpful because she only rolled a 9 and that was mixed. And she tried at some point to gather everybody together and perform a bit of magic with her magic pocket watch, which failed horrendously and kickstarted off this whole battle because they were trying to save a runner who died at the beginning of the episode. It's coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think I tried like one thing. I was about to do something, and then I think Jeff Troy just ran the other way. So, rechanging that game plan.
There you go. And then, there's a lot of things that sort of occurred. You guys got sent on this mission. Everyone sort of heard about this gruesome attack that seemed to have been in a string of attacks in the neighborhood. And your supervisor sent you off to go deal with it, who used to be someone who you worked with.
Was promoted.
Uh-huh.
Not me.
Not you.
But we're fine. I'm completely comfortable with that.
It's all good. Who has a problem with it? Not you.
Not Beryl.
Not Beryl. Let's see. And on your way, you got sent out. There, you were doing a little bit of investigation, and the other folks were sort of figuring out what they could. Meanwhile, we had 2 high school students, one who tried to be delinquent and one who had never been delinquent in their life. Which one of you wants to go first on what you remember about last week?
Okay, I'll go first. So I'm the perfect high schooler. I get great grades. I do remember we were grilling Coach G in gym class about why he kept teaching us like only Mesopotamia history.
That's not how it went. You're grilling the teacher why the class was about Mesopotamia when it's called Mesopotamia 101. So
it's a weird name for a gym class, though.
It's history. I teach history. I teach history and gym.
Just happens in the same period, or?
Yeah, sometimes, the budget cuts.
Gotcha.
And I remember Jeff, my cousin, picked us all up and we crammed into the back of his car and we drove over to the park and we started like trying to fight and like using our powers and trying to kick ass and stuff. So.
And we were listening to TikTok tunes.
Oh yeah. You put on Young Gravy on there. All the kids love that.
Sheesh.
And we move forward. And so what happened with Erica, with Dolly in this situation? What was going on with you in last week?
For me, Dolly, I was just trying to kick a lot of ass, but it wasn't really working out. It was really going head to head against Dorothy. Let me just say, it pisses me off to see another grown woman in a blue dress and pigtails who misses her family. Like, I get it. That's kind of my deal, Dorothy. So I'm going to kick your ass if I can get some better roles.
That seems to be a difficult ask, though, because your group right now has been... I'm looking back on the chat log, and I think that's a pretty good analysis of where things stand so far. Failure, mixed success, failure, mixed success, mixed success. You know, it like you're sitting at probably you're in the back nine. You could definitely come back from it, but things aren't looking great for our party. And I'd like to pull in there, and I'll ask you something. We talked a little bit after stream, and for us, we thought it was super helpful if we added a little something to this game to keep track of what's going on. We're going to make our own initiative sort of system built on this. So everyone here, if you would be so kind as to roll a d20 over on the game screen, and we'll get those going. I'll put those in order. And I'm going to moving on over to the game screen as well. Okay, very good.
Wait, what do I type to roll? R/D20?
/R 1d20. There you go.
Oh.
All right. Oh, you all, and I rolled for. Oh, I need one more. Because those are the Dorothy's assistants, and then let's roll for Dorothy. Here we go. Okay, so Dorothy got a 14. Let me put these in order real fast for us so we keep track. Who had the highest? Who's 15 through 20?
I had a 19.
Beryl is, and Dolly, I think.
Beryl and Dolly.
Both got 19.
Both got 19. Okay, Beryl and Dolly. You guys can, as we go forth, you guys can kind of act on the same sort of turn if you want to decide, or you can swap back and forth, but I'm just going to put you all at the top, right there, Beryl and Dolly. Moving on, who had a 10 to 15?
I think I did.
Oh, Joan, you did have one. You got a 15. Yeah. So that's Simone. And then
Well, Jeff got a 14.
Jeff got a 14, so we'll put Jeff in there. And then Dorothy ended up getting a 14 as well, so we have that. Who got between a 5 and a 10?
I got a 5.
Okay, 5.
I got a
Lizzie.
Okay, and then
I got a 9.
Us, we got a 9. So that's you got Yasmin with 9, and Gliz with 5. And then, so in between Gliz is going to be, right before Gliz will be the Cowardly Lion with 6. And then at the end we have the Scarecrow and the Tin Man are going to round it out with 2 each. All right. So let's get right back into things. To kick us off, we'll open in the Tin Man stepping down across their platform. Jeff, you turn around and see the thudding. You see and hear the thudding footsteps of this bronze statue begin to make its way towards you as your hand is on the handle of your car. And from there, Beryl and Dolly, you guys are in the middle of Oz Park right now on the baseball diamond, surrounded by the winds that are whipping up the dust clouds. Simone and Yaz, as you're watching this magical phenomenon, wondering what seems to be tying together, you can't help but be drawn to the shoes glistening off of Dorothy's statue. For some reason, everything else is bronze, but those shoes aren't. Gliz, as you're looking at the monstrosities before you, the Cowardly Lion circling around, being pushed forward by Toto standing behind it, grown 3 sizes bigger than it used to be, you feel the thread of these beasts closing in on you. And all in all, the Scarecrow stands growing ever larger at the center of the field, its reach extending, clawing for whoever can get in its path. Who wants to go first? Beryl or Dolly?
I have a combo move in mind that I would like to try out if
Okay.
Beryl would like to.
All right, talk us through it.
As we know, Beryl's character wears a green cape.
Yes, ginormous.
Visually reminiscent of the Wizard of Oz's curtain. Yes.
Yes, it is very long and it covers all of my 6'2", that's not including the hair frame.
Yes. So I would like Dolly to be crouched behind Beryl's cape with her signature weapon, the sawed-off shotgun. And then I want Beryl to whip away her cape and for Dolly to say, "I've got a wonderful wizard for you," and then shoot Dorothy in the face.
Heck yeah. So you want to kick some ass.
Yes,
clearly you want to use your shotgun. And you want basically Beryl to give you the help action on this.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So Beryl, is that something that you're cool with?
Totally. The only thing I will add is I also have my shotgun.
Oh, heck yes.
So I mean, let's do the roll, and you could also do it in reverse, and sort of like both people help each other on this sort of move. But first, let's do the first help action roll. So, Beryl, give that roll. What do we get in the chat?
12!
12! Advanced success!
Oh.
Let's see what happens with an advanced success. Let's read it off your character sheet. Bum, 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 bum. I believe you get +2, right? Instead of just a +1.
That sounds right.
I
think so.
On a 10 plus, you grant +1 to the roll. On a 7 to 9, you expose. Oh no! Okay, so you grant +1, but you are immune to any danger that would come out of this scenario. So you're not going to get hit in retaliation in this moment. Erica, with that, make your roll.
Okay, here we go. This is my kick some ass. Here we go. Oh,
it's a failure, but you get a +1, so it's a 6.
Wait.
It's okay.
Isn't my help out? It says advanced help out on a 12+. Your help lets them act as though they just rolled a 12, regardless of what they got.
Oh, really? Then there's no need for that. You automatically succeed. So Beryl's help out action is so good. Describe
Do I
it to
still
me.
get the experience point?
No, yeah, so technically you wouldn't have had to roll. But yeah, so you actually, it's so good you prevent like damage getting done to you. What does it look like as this scenario? Describe it to me.
I pull out my cape. I watch as Dolly crouches and gets ready, and I look at her. We don't say anything, but we have a moment where we connect and we understand we're about to kick some ass. And just as the closest target comes into my line of sight, I whip out my shotgun, Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy, and I drop my cape, and I say, "You ready for this?"
And you see the Cowardly Lion looks at you and is not, but gets shoved forward anyway, right in time for Dolly with Erica, your shotgun ready, to do a full... How much damage you do to it? How much damage your shotgun do?
Let me just double check.
I believe it's like 3
sheet.
close, right? Those are the tags?
3 harm, hand close, yep.
3 harm, hand close. Very good. This Cowardly Lion, you unload both of the barrels in your sawed-off directly into it. It is looking really messed up. It has been getting some damage from Harrison and from Gliz and the Scarecrow and the scuffle that they were going on earlier. It's getting picked off. But this really sort of does it some real damage. You see as you ready your sawed off and you pull the trigger, its paw comes up to try to block it, and it actually snaps its off, so it's now running on 3 as it falls to the ground shortly in front of you. Beryl, what do you do? Well, I guess, Dolly, what do you do next to help out Beryl? In the same way you want to help Beryl take a shot at someone else. So
yeah,
give me a help out action.
Okay. Dolly is she's as we know, one of her like moves in battle is to be berserk and like take damage and not feel it. So she's just gonna provide cover for Beryl when she's taking her shot, so that Beryl can really like take aim and like do what she needs to do.
So you,
Dolly like is distracting her and just like beating her chest all doll of her. And Beryl just takes out the shotgun, which does 3 damage, and just whammo.
So
straight.
On this one, we first got to resolve this help action because you're gonna keep piling on this line, go for it. But these are technically 2 separate moves that you guys are doing together with some help.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me roll my help out action.
Let's do this. Mixed success. Okay, so you get a +1. You might expose yourself to some danger in this moment. So as you, well, I mean, but that also makes sense. You're literally standing as cover in the way to try and say, and you get up, you start beating your chest with your smoking sawed off in one hand. And Beryl, you get ready to kick some ass. Let's see how it works.
Okay.
Who are you aiming at? Are you the lion or Toto? Because those 2 are in front of you.
The lion, the one that Dolly just messed with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, success! Awesome. So you got a 10 plus.
Nice.
In this, because you got it's not a 12. It's not exceptional, but it is an advanced success. With this, when you get an advanced success on a kick some ass, like we were reminding you, you get to basically take 2 holds, and that is you can either take one forward or give one to another hunter. You can inflict terrible harm, you can suffer less harm, or you can force them where you want them. So you can pick 2 of these.
Got it. I am going to. Is there a way to just basically like kill them or force them back into a statue? Because that's what Beryl would want to do.
So in that moment, you can inflict terrible harm, or you can.
That's the one.
So you can do that and force them where you want them. So if you want to push them or like have your do an attack in that direction, you totally can do that.
Okay. Then I'm going to do some terrible harm, and I'm going to move, force them like close to the other Toto one so that they're clumped together.
Mm-hmm. And that's not hard because this Toto has been pushing the cowardly lion into your face. It's sort of been standing at the rear guard. Dorothy is standing behind all 3 of the other 2. And so as Toto has been doing anything to like keep something in front and push this lion forward, you raise your shotgun. It's on the ground and struggling, but still, like most things when scared and in a corner, violent. And so as you ready your shotgun to take a terrible harm attack on it, you do an additional 3. It ignores 1 because of its armor, so you do an additional 2, just like Dolly. This thing is looking really messed up. It is... you blow off a chunk of its mane. There's just like a missing eye forward. But as it's in front of you from the stumble, it reaches up and claws you and gets you for 2 itself. It's actually split 1 each because Dolly, you got a mixed success, so you expose yourself to some harm. And Beryl, it still gets a little bit at you.
All right, so I'm going to take 1 harm.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And then, okay.
What are your harm levels at?
I'm at 2 right now because I took 1 from before, since I also messed up that roll.
That's okay. And then
Beryl, I'm not doing too great. I have 6 harm.
Jesus.
You have 6 harm.
Don't worry, it won't settle in and hit me until this battle is over. But
or if
you,
or if you get 8.
You said this in character.
You're gonna be a pancake. We're done with
don't
this.
let me die before I avenge my family.
You literally.
Do you know how much paperwork it's going to be if you die?
You know how unsettled my soul will be for eternity if I don't avenge my family?
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna have to fill out so many forms, and it's all gonna have to be in triplicate, and I'm gonna
be
have to
a
fax
ghost.
someone.
As you watch Simone, as you look and see, what's it called? Dolly, literally, after getting slashed at, quickly pop their shoulder back into place and stand up and just say, I'm not doing so good, but look, this like still ready for anything. What do you want to do? You and are kind of on the outside. It's a bit of a direct scuffle going on in terms of a raw fight that's happening between Toto, the lion, and Beryl and Dolly right now. You've got the Scarecrow who's standing at the center of the baseball diamond, extending its arm, reaching, trying to get attacked by anyone. Trying to attack anyone. And yeah, what do you see your cousin Jeff running to his car and watch the Tin Man step off. What do you want Simone to do in this moment?
I don't know what to do. Wait, so where is everyone right now? Are they in the park together?
You're all in the park on the baseball diamond in Oz Park, so right at the center of it. The statues has convened and sort of pushed themselves in the dugout. Sort of you see like against the actual catcher's mound is Gliz, sort of standing there looking at sort of what's been happening. He got tossed around a little bit by Toto and was got like shoved into that sort of spot. Jeff crossed the street to get his car. In the outfield towards the edge of you all is where this fight between Dorothy, the Cowardly Lion, and Toto is occurring. And at the center on the top is the Scarecrow. You guys, I'd say, are each Yasmin and Simone are on first and third base respectively. And does that sort of cover everything?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Perfect. And so as you're looking at it, you see the Scarecrow getting larger in your space and watching all of this stuff unfold. What do you want to gather more information? Do you want to jump in the fray? Tell me what you want to have happen, and then we can figure out what move sort of fits according to that narrative.
Yeah, so the Scarecrow seems pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to like risk any more bad rolls by kicking his ass.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe manipulate someone is one action I could do.
Yeah, you could try to manipulate someone. How would you want to manipulate them? I think you'd, in this moment, after wandering around, the only person worth manipulating would be Dorothy, right? Like everyone is following her lead. There wouldn't really be anybody else. And so I'd say, how do you want to manipulate that? Like, let's ignore the game rules. And like, you want to manipulate this person. You want to coerce them. How do you want to manipulate this statue with sentience?
I want them to leave us alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to manipulate them to think that we're part of their gang of, fantastical, like storybook creatures, and that they should not be like, attacking us. And
oh, I like this. So you're trying to really like push on them that you are like a rival storybook gang, and they should be scared of you. Okay. I'm gonna say you roll this manipulate someone plus weird, because that's really what you're vibing. You're like, look how weird of a collection we are, and also maybe trying to imply a little bit of magic behind your statement, right?
Okay, so I will plus weird.
Mm-hmm. It's a failure, unfortunately. 5. So as you step forward and you mark experience, it's very important you mark experience. It's worthwhile because it's how these rolls get better. And you, what do you say as you step forward?
I say, leave us alone. You guys are not so tough, and we'll kill you eventually. So stop.
Really? Really? You're gonna kill me? Like you're like what, 17? You still have your baby teeth? Come on! I'm like a century old. Get out of here. And I'm hungry, so stop talking back. Dorothy gets more incensed and like is getting. You watch the winds whip faster around you as it begins to pick up, and the Scarecrow begins to get even bigger, standing up, its legs now disappearing, becoming digging into the ground, as it becomes like a wacky inflatable tube man, just growing longer and longer as a stalk coming out.
Wait, like those guys outside of the car dealership?
Yeah, wacky inflatable tube man. Yeah,
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. I thought the reference was ubiquitous enough.
I thought so, but I just like to clarify.
All right, let's move on and ask who's up next in the initiative order. Let me pull up my notes. After Simone, it's a family affair, so Jeff, you're up next.
All right. I said at the beginning of this session something about running over this Tin Man with a Prius.
Yeah.
That was something I just thought at the end of last session, like, that'd be fun to do next session. I'll surprise them with that. And I just said I was going to do it. No, the first idea is to get the water.
Yeah.
And the softball bat, because Jeff was only using a multi-tool, like, army knife with a USB drive, which is very important.
Very important.
So I think first he reaches in to get his intelligent water. It's the brand of water that he uses.
Yes,
It comes in a long bottle. And I'm going to roll to act under pressure here, if that sounds all right, to unscrew the top a little bit, and then holding it horizontally, karate chop it to shoot water. You ever done that with a water bottle where I saw it on TikTok. You can do that anyway, and to shoot water in the direction projectile of the Tin Man, not getting too close though.
Yeah,
this is the idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll plus cool, and Jeff is not cool. As a no modifier.
No. It's cool. This is believable.
Okay,
it's a failure.
5. Yeah, market experience though.
Market experience, but so you pull that acting under pressure. You go to karate chop this water bottle after unscrewing it, and it shoots out a foot in front of you. Is the total?
Jeff's been there.
And as you realize, understanding the sort of intensity of the situation, you begin to turn and make a dart back onto the field, only to slip on the water that you just splattered in front of you and falling. So now you're prone as it's coming in your face, and
no, a little insult to injury. Come on, Masood. Do I take damage too?
You failed acting under pressure. That's what occurs when you fail acting under pressure. Would I be a just GM if I did not enact the rules?
Right, of course. Yes. Okay.
And so that's your turn. We move on to Dorothy. Dorothy sees in this moment, incensed by the sort of collection of things that are taking place, is going to lock eyes with both Simone and Yaz, and clearly understand who the magic wielders are, and is going to roll a what's it called? A use magic +2 is their weird skill. Let's see how it goes. Okay, they got a 7. It's a mixed success for them. So in this moment, they, as you guys watch Dorothy gather magic together and extend the Scarecrow's grasp even larger, you see in this moment a connection between Dorothy and it, as if she is acting as its heart and beginning to puppeteer it as it reaches up and grabs both of you in its hands, lifting you up. In this moment, you also notice the strings connecting the Scarecrow to Dorothy, a iridescent red shimmer of the slippers begin to go even brighter. And that's Dorothy's turn. Yes, you're up next.
Okay, so there's something with her shoes. Is her power in her shoes? Can I attack her shoes? Can I try to get her shoes off her feet?
You could, you could definitely try to do that. How do you want to do that? Do you want to use magic? We haven't really talked about your magic and the style of magic you do, but I think the best way to describe it is talk about the last bit of magic I know you did use, which was on Beryl. And what did you do to Beryl again exactly?
Okay, well, Yaz has a problem with authority, and Beryl is authority embodied. So when Beryl came in with all these rules, Yaz thought she'd teach her a lesson by cursing Beryl. So Beryl's constantly stepping in dog poop.
But that's sort of where your magic comes from. You work in the odd, the unlucky, the things that seem unlikely, just bad fate, have a will. And so if you wanted to somehow use that, you could. I'd say, like, if you wanted to use magic in this space to sort of counteract,
to like trip her.
Yeah, to like trip her, or like I don't know, maybe a vine comes out of nowhere, maybe something whips through the wind. We won't know until you roll. That's yeah.
Okay. What should I roll? Kick some.
You roll. No, you're gonna use magic in this one particularly, right? Like you're not trying to beat Dorothy up, right? With your magic, You're trying to use it to your advantage.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll it for use magic.
Use magic plus weird.
Okay, plus weird. Okay, cool. And then
it's a mixed success. Awesome. So as you are here in this moment, standing being lifted up by the Scarecrow's grasp, each of you in one hand, you see something, an opportunity. Wait 1 second. I just got a note about our Google Captions. Let me just take care of that. There we are. Let's see. Yeah, I think that should have updated it now. Yeah, they seem to be okay. But yeah, so you guys are getting yourself situated. You get your hands grabbing you, lifting you up into the air. And in that moment, you see Dorothy casting and almost standing right in front of a root. And as you go and you reach out your magic, you see the wind spinning around the tornado that's closing in on this very specific park. And as it whips closer and closer, you see a sheet of paper in the air. And next thing you know, it's just like something. And there's a moment where you feel that thing you made a deal with, and you awaken. Couldn't have been more than a second, but now you see Dorothy's got a flyer stuck to her face and is about to step forward and trips on trips on the root, landing down. Do you see her prone? Locks forward. The what's called still connected to the Scarecrow falls down as well, letting go of you all. But you both take 1 point of harm from the fall. It's a mixed success. You know. Up next, we have. I'm just double checking my initiative order. Yeah, we've got Glizzy coming up. It's a Cowardly Lion. So the Cowardly Lion is standing in front of you all. It looks pretty messed up, but it struggles to stand, and it's going to make another swipe at the both of you all. So it's going to roll to kick some ass. And, it could fail this roll too, It's got a +1 to tough. So let's see. It got an 11 in advanced success. And so in this moment, you watch the lion raise its one remaining front paw and open its mouth to roar. No sound comes out as it swings its hand down across, and it catches both of you for another 1 damage ETH, and it's going to use it to force you where it wants you. So it's going to stack both of you closer to the ground at the edge of the actual sand of the diamond, or what do you call it? Is it the pitch? What's a baseball diamond? The dirt?
Just mound?
The mound? No. There's
the pitcher's mound.
There's the pitcher's mound, and then there's dirt, and then there's grass. So maybe the edge of the dirt.
7 improvisers, and we can't figure out sports at all.
Not a single one. And as you get sort of knocked forward, each of you take 1 harm. It's a kick some ass. It's gonna force you where it wants it, but it's not. Yeah, and I guess it's gonna take no harm from this. It's gonna use the last +1 to take -1 harm from what would have happened from the scuffle from you both. Cool. So that's gonna be the lion. Up next, Gliz.
All right, who needs some help here? Looks like we're getting our asses kicked, and there's still 4 of them left.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, that was pretty damn embarrassing, and I ain't gonna let my boy go down like that, squirting a water ball at a Tin Man. Come on. I wanna help. I wanna help my boy Jeff Choi over there.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna run over and I'm just gonna take. I'm gonna take the water bottle and just throw it actually on the face. Nothing fancy, of the Tin Man, or no? Jeff, what do you what do you need help with right now?
Go to CD3 in my player, press track 2, and get in the passenger side.
All right. Okay. Can I roll for that?
You can definitely do that.
You can roll for
You
that.
wanna roll for
Yeah.
That's what you want to roll for?
That if you want to roll on, you can definitely roll on that. Absolutely.
It's gonna be really cool.
It's gonna be.
No, all right, fine.
This will go in your
once again,
report.
guys,
I just want you to know.
This is a
roll
game
that.
of improv, and yes, and take us where the story takes us. That's the power of the die as well, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get in the car, once again, you totally 100% can.
No, I don't want to waste it.
Don't waste it. Don't waste it.
No. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go jump into the passenger seat, turn on the radio to track 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, turn it on to track 4.
Okay.
If you had missed that roll, would you have like gotten a different track?
Yeah, I was thinking about like something country or something.
Well, I mean, like it could have been a whole thing, right?
Kid Rock.
Yeah, Kid Rock.
By the
Yeah,
way, you did get it wrong. CD3 track 2.
Okay, CD3 track 2. Okay, I'm switching it over. No Kid Rock.
Okay. We have to wait till my turn to do anything. So if you want to do anything right now, go for it.
Is the car, Jeff? Is the car working?
Yeah, it just seems like it's not because it's a Prius, so it goes into like the engine does turn off when it's idling. It doesn't idle. But if you were to press the gas pedal, I should just say the acceleration pedal, because
Are you in the car with me? Are you sitting next to me?
I'm dusting myself off and brushing myself off outside the car.
You're in the car. Okay. Can we do some kind of like combo move then, where we like put our weapons off to the side and like kind of do some donuts, Tokyo Drift style, and just like bang the crap out of the Tin Man?
Absolutely. If you guys want to treat this
I
like if you guys want to be a bunch of suburban boys going to smash mailboxes on this Tin Man, you definitely can. The thing it's gonna take is the dice roll, y'all. Once again, like this is definitely gonna be an act under pressure, and you're in this moment. Jeff is helping you out because are you driving his car? Is that what's happening, or are you?
No, he got on the passenger side.
Yeah, nobody could drive.
Okay,
Jeff's
so
car.
I say so you
made
run.
it clear about that.
I would be helping by driving, and he would be attacking.
Oh, okay, all right, I like that. So why don't you do instead of a help out? Yeah, let's do a help out by driving as you're ushered in this car. And you can definitely go ahead. Let's see how the help out works first, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I do this one.
Yes.
I did help out. Okay. It's plus cool, which again, 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! I got a 2.
It's so you do not help out in any way. If anything, you open both of you up to
like,
more danger.
I'm like, okay, what I said earlier about if it's if we're idling, it's not really. It was off. Hang on, I gotta go find the key.
So you go and you're struggling to get it. Harrison, you're just in a car that's not moving as this Tin Man's getting closer.
Like
the window's open. You could make it. You want to try and attack it through the window as it's getting close at you. You definitely can. But it's definitely like as Ben so eloquently demonstrated, a Terminator situation as it's just getting closer and closer.
So so I'm freaking out a little bit because also with that, Ben's doors can't open, so I can't get out and fight the Tin Man on my feet.
Yeah, they're sticky. They're sticky. You gotta hold it. You gotta hold it.
Like,
pull it back in before pushing it out.
No sunroof or anything like that. We're trying to go. I'm just freaking out.
I'm getting flustered. I'm getting flustered.
Yeah, at least the windows are working, so I'm pressing down the windows, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm too big. I'm in bear mode, so I can't fit outside of the Prius itself.
Yeah.
So I have to reach outside with my wooden bat covered in barbed wire. That's my sword thing there. What should I roll? Should I roll
this is gonna be a kick some
act under
ass.
pressure?
Kick
some ass?
Because you're attacking it, right? Like you're trying to. I mean, so you're gonna kick some ass on it. You might invite some attack back, but yeah, make your roll.
All right.
Hey, a mixed success. Well done.
Mixed
so you
success, okay.
grab your bat and wind it up, and you like it's like truly it's painful metal when you smack against this thing with the bat. Like you feel the vibration go into your arm, and it vibrates the entire car for a moment. But you do hit. How much damage does your bat do?
It does 2.
2. Nice. So you clock a 2 on it. It does have armor, so it only takes 1 damage from this hit. But it's more, if you didn't do 1, you would have done none. So you definitely hit it for some. But it is on its way. It grabs forward and reaches out its fist once it hits and goes to punch you real fast. And it's going to do 2 damage as well.
What? Oh no.
What are you at?
I am at 4.
4. So I'm gonna re-describe what occurred, and I'm just content warning. It's gonna be a little graphic, y'all. You reach out and you swing its bat, and you swing and you clock it on its chin, and it moves like an inch. And as the bat stays there, you get hit by the actual sort of vibration, being stunned. He raises his hand and just on your wrist, snapping it. Your wrist is broken now as you try to reach it back into the car.
Ow.
Who's next?
And by the way, chat was right. That whole time, Sabotage by the Beastie Boys was playing.
I think 1 second. Ooh, there we go. Okay. I lost you all because I accidentally I minimized my zoom for a moment, but I can get you back in just real fast.
I thought you were about to pull up that song. I was like, no, we're on Twitch, man.
I'm gonna get DMCA.
Oh so god, I wish I could. No, just y'all do karaoke for me. Just do a karaoke version of it. But that's gonna be the Tin Man's turn. I
unmuted.
So I was gonna say so up next is the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. And the Scarecrow, let's wrap up the Tin Man before we go back up to the top of the group. So the Tin Man is there present, has just hit you all, and is going to try, and you see it raise up its fist and begin to look at your car with disdain, Jeff. And I'm going to have you give me an act under pressure roll to avoid your Prius being compacted while you're in it. 7. Very good. A mixed success. So as you...
Hybrid success.
A hybrid success. I hate that I like that. And you watch the Tin Man raise his fist and goes and boom, and right in time the electric car gets going, and you power up the battery, you put your foot down on the the electricity, and you begin to reverse out before it dents your engine pretty good, or the hood of your car, but you're still moving. You whip out, and now you've got Gliz pull his arm back in, is in the passenger seat, as you have a car to now Tokyo drift around Oz Park. So moving on, we're gonna go to Beryl and Dolly. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow, on this moment, after knocking those two down, begins to look, and you see that it's the connection between Dolly on it seems to have loosened somewhat. It's moving of its own accord, and you see it begins to try and pull at the pitcher's diamond where it's planted into. And it's going to roll 2d6 plus cool. For that would be 1. Man. And he gets a 11 on that. So you watch him begin to pull at the pitcher's mound and start pulling one leg out of the diamond and begin to grab the other one and start getting that. But he's right now only got one leg out. So we're going to go back to Beryl and Dolly up at the top. What do y'all want to do?
Okay, so I think Beryl is like gonna look around and just realize that we are doing very badly. And I think that she's packing a .38 revolver, which does 2 harm. Is there any way that I can just, I don't know how close anyone is, so is there any way that I could just, will it hit Dorothy's shoes if I aim it and roll high enough?
Absolutely. And I'll say you even have, you guys have a +1. I would say a +1 onto Dorothy right now. Because she's on the ground. She's fallen. You'd get a little bit of advantage on making an attack against her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so would that be a kick some ass?
Yeah, that'd be a kick some ass. Or if anything, an act under pressure, I'd say. Because you're trying to aim the bullet past the lion, between Toto's legs, and hit Dorothy in a way that hits her slippers in particular. That is a precise shot.
Got it. Mm-hmm. And I get to also add the +1 forward from my last 12, right?
Yes, because you picked that one. So yeah. So you got +2 on this one as you aim your pistol in the direction.
All right, let's hope.
I'd like to help her out.
Okay, absolutely. Give us a help out roll. I'm gonna say. She didn't even need it. I got a 12 advanced success. You know what? But roll. Make the roll. Do the roll. You might get experience. Mark yourself an experience. Yeah. So you got an experience.
You're learning. You're an intern. You know what happens.
You
Don't
spit
worry
up a little
about
blood.
it.
The problem is I'm dying, so I can't really help.
I was about to say, you try to help. I think that's the key. You try to help and take one step and just spit out blood forward as you've been
It's the thought that counts. And please don't spit on the cape. I will have to dry clean it. Thank you.
And I think that's the moment of seeing that effort where you this is an advanced success. This is a 12 + 2. You do it. What do you want to do as you level the revolver, aiming hyper specifically at those glass slippers?
I want to shatter those slippers.
Heck yeah. And so you level the revolver on them and you pull the trigger and it's the most perfect shot. It literally goes through the open hole in the coward lion's face, past him, underneath the legs of a Toto, zipping past. It goes. Dorothy raises a hand as she's covered by the mask, but somehow still can sense it coming out. But at the last moment, the earth beneath her shifts, and it goes past and shatters one of the slippers. And you see her roil in pain and rage, just shouting and screaming, and begins to rip off their mask and try to stand up. There's one glass slipper still, ruby slipper still on Dorothy's feet.
Yeah, she's not Cinderella, Masood. That's really
Sorry. That's for later in the season. No, I'm kidding. I watched Into the Woods this past week for a different screen.
That tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd never seen it before. But
when it shoots, I say, "That's for you, Lyman Frank Baum, and the $20 you still owe me."
Is that actually what L? I thought L was just the letter L, but now canonically
it's for Lyman.
It's for Lyman. As Beryl,
I can see why he went with Frank. Honestly,
it's better catchy phrase. We're gonna move right along. It's Simone. It's your turn. You got chucked up in the air and thrown to the ground last turn. You're dusting yourself off this dirt on third base. What do you want to do as you watch Beryl land the most perfect bullet on one of these ruby shoes?
So one of my weapons is it's an heirloom sword.
Mm-hmm.
So can I use it to like break the other slipper?
Absolutely. You could definitely try to move forward and break the other slipper on this. How does your sword work? How do you, are you been practicing? Are you, adept at swinging it? What is Simone's backstory? Has she been studying, was she a Taekwondo kid growing up? And, they expanded into other martial arms?
Yeah, so she took a Taekwondo class, but also was really into medieval arts, because it's a weird heirloom jewel encrusted sword with the pointy tip. I remember we went over it last time.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about it, and so you've got this heirloom sword with the the jewels that you've got on it. Where did you get it? Is it a family sword?
I went to an antique shop downtown at a market, and I was like, this sword is speaking to me, and I picked it up.
Very cool. So, how do you attack with it? Do you use your magic to lend it, to guide its blade, or are you you're a martial artist? You've practiced with this weapon. Yeah. How do you feel?
So, I'm trying to think about moves, because I did take Taekwondo when I was younger, but I can't remember any of the move names right now. I'm just using
just
both
demonstrate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just use both of my arms.
Yeah.
Just count to 3 and just slam it down.
I like this because
onto it.
I think this also factors out for Simone. You just try to use magic and failed, right? You literally just try to do this. As someone, as we sort of talked about, Simone has been good at everything that they've started, or just just picked it up naturally, except for magic. Magic has been the first thing that they haven't mastered, just getting a hold of it. And so I think you watch in this moment as you cast a spell and it doesn't work. Simone, you look at Yaz, who eyes from the outside whited over the moment that the sheet of paper just happened to hit Dolly, when she just happened to trip. You know that those weren't coincidences. And I think in that moment it clicks in you to rely on something that you do know how to do, which is use the sword. So I want you to do give me a kick some ass roll with tough on this one. Or cool. What is it? Is it tough? Are you aggressive with it? Is it cool? Is it precise? How do you use the sword?
Yeah, I like cool.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Mm-hmm. 6. It's a failure. You move your sword out and you find such purpose as you are feel its familiar weight in your hand, and you close distance with Dolly as she's on the ground and raise your sword to come crushing down on it, and she, without even saying a thing, says enough and claps her hand, and a gust of wind emerges from the one remaining ruby shoe, knocking you back, taking 1 damage as you fall to the ground, pushing you away. She is not letting anyone get close to this.
Wait,
The last.
Richard, you've
yeah.
been saying Dolly a couple times. But you
I'm
mean
so sorry.
Dorothy,
I
right?
do mean Dorothy. I really mean Dorothy. I 1,000% mean Dorothy. Because also, Dolly, you don't wear ruby slippers.
I wear black Converse.
You do wear black Converses. They're like Chucks. But
Youth
so
today.
the youth. Moving forward, so that's Simone. That's your turn. Taking it over to Jeff. You're in the front seat of the Prius. You've got that TikTok song. Oh no. Oh no, just playing on loud and repeat as you're making it around corners. What are you doing?
Hang on one second, because I have there's the obvious choice. I think I'll kick some ass with my car.
Ooh.
I'm still in your car with a broken hand, by the way. So
Yeah.
Okay,
I can help out.
No, these are stakes.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
use my power. What could go wrong? These powers are just whenever use, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Reactions.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I should have used it on the last turn. Different power, but that's what's done is done.
Right.
I'm going to use what could go wrong. Whenever I charge into immediate danger without hedging my bets, hold 2. So hopefully I can.
That's exactly it. You've got a +2 on this. Oh, sorry, you've got these hold 2. You can take
I can use it
2
later.
on acting under pressure. So I think on this one you are acting under pressure. As much as you like.
Hey, can I use it to not take the 2 on act under pressure? And okay, check this out. What if we use the car
Yeah.
to kick some ass, and then if we do get it successfully,
Yeah.
we'll take damage. Jeff uses his safety skills to put his arm out and keep
like the
Lizzie.
blind side.
Right.
No,
So,
to keep you from getting
Yeah.
whiplash. So I reduce your harm by 1.
So with this,
Whatever harm we get.
we can totally do that with this move because you get to hold 2, so you get to pick 2 of these options. You're gonna reduce someone suffered harm by 1. That's gonna be. You want to do Glizzy. You want to make sure to.
If he gets harm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I already have a broken hand.
Well,
Like,
what are you at harm wise? What number?
are you
Sick,
talking
baby.
to me?
I'm
To
fine.
Gliz. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm at 4.
you're at 4.
I'm at 4. You said I broke something.
Yeah, you broke something, but like you.
A pinky?
No, it's your wrist. And you can get a +2 to act under pressure. So I think in this moment you might just like reach over and like very fastly like you got a couple popsicle sticks or something and like some gauze wrap from the last time
Yeah,
you all
all
were
in the
at
glove compartment.
like intramural sports. Like you got the necessary sports medicine equipment and you
Okay,
like
okay.
pop it in Gliz's lap and are able to fashion a splint for yourself. So your wrist is still bad. It's not like fixed, but it's not going to hinder you in this fight. Like you're going to need to get it fixed, but you do reduce. So Gliz's harm goes from 4 to 3, and
Nice.
so now you're going to take a +2 forward on this. We're going to call it an act under pressure, but you want to kick some ass with your car.
But the car is not a weapon and does not have actual damage.
Not actual damage.
Yeah.
So for that, we're gonna say act under pressure. What are you trying to do specifically with it?
I'm trying to hit next on my mix CD, and it's "Bang a Gong" by T-Rex, and run it right at the freaking Tin Man. Tin Man would be the closest, right? And we want revenge. We got the revenge.
Absolutely. I don't know
aspect.
if you've seen the shot on the slipper. I don't know if you saw that or are aware of it. So it would make sense that the Tin Man would be your like primary target, especially like after you circle the block once.
Yeah, we got the power of one donut.
Yeah,
us up.
absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
What could go wrong? Truly, what could go wrong? Hey, that's a 9, dude. With your +2, very good. You hop into the car. You you do what you want to do. It's gonna cause you some damage, and I think that makes sense. But you whip your car forward, and you start driving, and you make one turn second turn, third turn. You're rounding the last turn, and you see the Tin Man is slowly turned around and going to meet you at Dickens and Charles. Well, let me pull up. I had last time we did this. I'm not gonna act like I knew these offhand. I did pull up a Google Maps of Oz Park to make sure I had the street names correct. So I'm gonna do that again this week. But as you stand on Dickens moving forward, you see this Tin Man waiting for you. Describe to me what happens on your end as you make a collision.
Rule of threes, our third and final music reference. I say the lyrics from that song by the band America, Tin Man. I don't know if these classic rock references are gonna land, but he says Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man, but 1.5 tons of twisted hybrid steel, and then barreled down the street.
Heck yeah. You get a roaring 15 miles per hour on your Prius.
Yeah, max. And then and I'm saying to Glizzy the whole time, like, this car is super safe for us.
And so you whip your way on Dickens, making your interaction, and boom, you hit. Say what you will about Priuses, when they're going, they're going. And you actually probably now have the same amount of mass as this statue. And this statue did not think of that. So as you're going faster than it, and at basically the same rate, you hit it with enough force that it pumps up into the air. You actually stop because it stops you. That's how hard it hit. But it transfers the energy forward, and it launches itself across the field to the other side. And it's going to take 4 damage from that, ignoring 1 for armor, so 3 total.
Nice.
Cool. But yeah.
So airbags didn't pop or anything like that? We're all...
Let me talk about the mixed success. So in that moment, your airbags do, in fact, pop. They push forward, so you don't see it go across. But your car in this moment, it doesn't look like it's drivable anymore, at least in its current state.
That's tight.
How are we going to get home?
Get an Uber. XL.
Oh, man. And so... And as you move forward, you guys begin to... Let's see, who's next on the... let me see. On the initiative list, after Jeff, is Dorothy. So Dorothy begins to get up, rips the flyer off her face, stands up with the one slipper. She's the shattered one in her hand, and doesn't say a thing. Purses her lip and snaps her fingers. And before you, the scarecrow, as it's trying to pull its legs up and out of the mound, begins to shriek at a high pitch frequency as its straw begins to peel apart. I'm gonna save your ears. I'm not gonna do that sound. You can imagine it. And its straw begins to peel apart, and it's pulling across. On the inside, it reveals a ruby heart, and Dorothy begins walking towards it. Yes, it's your turn.
Well, I gotta stop her from getting to that heart, right? I want to steal the heart.
Go for it. How do you want to steal it?
I don't know, run up and grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you could definitely try to run up and grab it. I'd say this is going to be an act under pressure, because you're going to try and beat Dorothy to it, is what you're saying. She's closing distance with it. You're on the first baseline. You're trying to steal this heart from the pitcher's mound. while
Yeah.
Dorothy's basically coming down from second base. You equidistance.
I'm on first, right?
You're on
Yeah.
first. She's coming on
Okay.
second. Actually, who's on first? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I walked into that
Thank
one.
you.
Gotcha.
So
Can we fight them next?
yeah, don't. We'll get to the improviser episode. Don't worry, they're a villain you don't want to deal with.
No. I want to roll some
Okay.
12s against those people.
So I'm gonna act under pressure with anything specific.
What are you using in this moment? It feels like if you're just trying to out muscle her to it, it's gonna be a tough. It's just gonna be like how tough
tough.
are you to get there? Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
It's a failure. It's a 6. You begin to hoof it and put your feet to the pavement, to the dirt as fast and as hard as you can. And you're almost there. It's because you got a 6. It wasn't like a huge failure. A 7 would have been enough to get it. But this is you reach, you get your hand out, and at the last moment, Dorothy snaps another finger. And a huge gust of wind brushes you aside, knocking you away as she reaches up and grabs the heart.
I hate that.
So that's going to be Yaz's turn. The Cowardly Lion is next. It sees Dorothy with the heart in its hand, and is going to turn around and try to... You see it fear across its eyes as it begins to try to leave the park's perimeters, only to have Toto move forward and bite its neck, pinning it to the ground. Gliz, you're up next.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I'm at 3 harm because Jeff stitched up my my wrist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just one one harm reduced.
1 harm reduced, but my mouth still works though. That's where my teeth are at. I really want to put. Yeah. Surprise. I want to bite on that line. I want to put it out of this misery. How much damage left until that thing is done?
It's been on its last legs for a while. It's like you guys really. It's got. I'll be just real. It's got 1 harm left. It had 8, and you guys had been chugging away. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess, guys, I think that line is not going to give us any trouble. That dog beat the crap out of me, though, so I kind of want to bite it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bite it. I want to bite into that dog. That maybe if I bite the dog, it'll piss off Dorothy, and maybe everything will go back to normal. Probably not, but I want to bite some dog right now.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, you could do that, or you could cut the numbers if you're trying to look for an advantage. I'm not. I want to make it clear.
Okay.
The lion is still in it. Like, he could still hurt you guys, but if you want to focus on something else you want, I just want to make sure my answer wasn't making you seem like he wasn't a threat. Yeah.
Madam Supervisor, what would you suggest in this scenario here? In your past teaching interns, Madam Beryl, Miss B.
It's Miss B. I would
Missy.
suggest a lot of things. Can you be more specific? I'm trying to save the life of a doll right now, so I'm gonna need more specifics from you, gym teacher man.
I want to bite something. My wrist is all messed up. I want to bite something. That dog looks good to bite. But if there's anybody else that you want me to bite, I'm here to learn. So please tell me who to bite.
Bite the ruby and the slipper. And I'm trying to put gauze or some kind of shirt that I've ripped off my arm of on Dolly, just trying to stem the blood flow.
Okay, great.
Just bite the ruby.
Got it. Thanks. Thanks, B. So I want to now. Okay, I want to kick some ass, but bite Dorothy's feet.
Absolutely.
Slipper. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a kick some ass roll.
So. Kick some ass.
If it's mixed success, I want there to be a rumor at the school that he bit someone's feet.
Don't say that.
I can start that rumor.
Whoa! It's an
I got
advanced
12.
success. It's a 12. Heck
better be.
yes, I love this. So you reach forward and you get out of the car a little woozy. You talk to Beryl, who points at the ankle of Dorothy, like get it. That's it. And you zero in on the last slipper on her feet as she holds this ruby heart and begins to squeeze it. It begins to crack and break, and she starts to almost mold it into something in front of you, but she's too caught up in it and doesn't notice or hear the bear bounding down at her. Toto is fighting the cowardly lion, holding it steady as you see the life from the lion's eyes begins to leave, as its no other way of describing it as a life force, what was inside the statue, begins to flow into the heart in Dorothy's hands. You see the same thing begin to move from the Tin Man as it's going forward. And as the scarecrow itself, what's remains of it on the diamond, begin to pull into the heart. And Dorothy is concentrating so hard on what's occurring right now, doesn't notice Gliz, unaware of whatever big magic she's trying to craft, leans forward, mouth open, and just clomps on it, aims directly on the glass itself and shears it. In that moment, Dorothy screams in pain. Ah! In a loud howl that begins to echo itself as if it was on the wind, whipping faster and faster. And then the next thing you guys know, there the statues are, lifeless at your feet, standing around you. And that's where we're going to go to break. We're going to be right back after this, 10 minutes, see the aftermath of this fight as our team deals with, what's that sound? Is that police sirens in the distance? We'll see what happens. Out of the fire and into the pot. It's Stir Friday Night Monster of the Week. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes. See y'all soon. And we're back. I gotta press the buttons. It's like 3 buttons, and I forget to talk until after 3. It's a whole thing. Anyways, hey chat, we're back. It's Stir Friday Night, playing Monster of the Week with Roll20. We're so excited, having fun with Evil Hat Productions game right now. Last we left off right before the break, our team miraculously ended up being successful against Dorothy and the Oz Guardians, who were defending the park itself. And I think that's where the last thing we sort of encounter in this moment, or that we had before the break, is the storm picking up immensely at this moment as the Gliz bit down on the heel of Dorothy, shattering the last slipper. You see the wind picking up further and further, and finally it dissipates, and when it's gone, all that's left is a baseball diamond covered in statues and a couple Chicagoans beaten and bloody standing around the field, and last but not least, a Prius in the middle of Larrabee and Dickens intersection, sitting and idle. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna heal Dolly because she's still splurting blood on me. So I'm gonna use magic, yeah, but like a modified version for Beryl.
Okay, hell yeah. So you are gonna pull. I mean, you guys could take her to a place, like take her someplace to get her treated if you feel in this moment. If you want to stabilize her before moving, I think that's definitely the best option. I will tell you there are police sirens growing louder in this space. It's also due to the magic that occurred. You guys shot forward in time. It's no longer the like 4 p.m. when you guys first arrive in this moment. When the stopwatch activated Dolly, it shifted you into the evening, and so here you are. It's hours later, and yeah.
Leave me. I'll just die like the rest of my family.
Oh God, absolutely not. I'm gonna have to file so much paperwork already. Masood, do you still want me to roll magic or?
Well, how are you? Because you're saying you're using an item from the agency, a magic item of some sort, to try to.
Yes,
Okay.
I have the bracelet of Florence Nightingale with me. So
Okay, all right. So you pull out Florence Nightingale's bracelet. You get it, and you start trying to bandage up Dolly. Give me a roll.
all right, let me find the use magic. Do I still get a +1 because of the battle, or are we over?
You'd have, if you were using cool, that would be the thing. So in this one, for magic, you'd use weird. That's what.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Errol, quick question. Why
Oh,
What'd you got?
Florence Nightingale's
great.
bracelet gonna do anything? Why didn't you use her medical equipment?
She died in 1910.
But
You
she,
don't want her. You want her medical equipment. You said the pipette thing in my mouth back then.
she founded modern nursing. Why are you using her bracelet and not her stethoscope?
You know, she was a very powerful person at the agency, and this was a gift to me from that. I'm saying, well, I'm trying to patch her up.
Don't mean to interrupt, but there are police sirens, and I don't know if you guys know about Chicago police, but they're not friendly. So can we speed this up? I don't want to get arrested and sent to the zoo. Not
Yes,
again.
yes.
Not Lincoln Park Zoo again.
Okay. Let's go back to the agency. I'm sure there's a door somewhere nearby.
As you guys are looking for this door to take you back to the agency, I'd love to just ask, Gliz, how often have you gotten drunk and just woken up at Lincoln Park Zoo?
All the time. All the time. The animals there, they hate me. They absolutely hate me. Yeah, I always seem to get drunk and hang out with all the otters. So it's
Not,
They always
we
think I'm
ever-
gonna eat them.
yeah.
Have an episode at the Lincoln Park Zoo. Masood has to do otter voice.
Oh, don't worry. These are all gonna circle back. Thank you for these gifts. These so tasty. And so you guys arrive at this space. You're reaching for a door in this moment. Jeff, what are you doing about your car?
Yeah, I say, everybody, listen, go on ahead, okay? I know how to be a team player. I've got my car there. It's totaled. I can just say I fell asleep at a wheel and I crashed into all those statues, and that's why they all fell and are on the ground like that.
But your insurance premium will go up so much.
Sorry?
Your insurance will go up so much.
Right, which is why I wanted to bring it up now, Beryl.
I don't know if there's anything we can do. I can obviously
I'm
try
just
to
asking that you
requisition.
ask.
I will, of course. I will fax it to you, so make sure you have that number on hand. But for right now, I think perhaps it's better for you to leave the car and then come back to it later. Again, like
Okay.
splurting blood. Dolly's just still splurting blood, like all over. I think right now we have more pressing things.
No, I mean,
Okay.
if you want, like, I think it's okay to try to have someone cover in some capacity, but also, it's up to you all. What do y'all feel is smartest?
Beryl's boss, I'm coming.
So you,
I just committed a felony hit and run of those
you
statues.
you put the car into neutral, and like sort of push it to the side of the road so it's not impeding other people's traffic, because once again, we're Chicagoans, we're civil. And as you look for a door, Beryl, you find purchase on one that leads to like a shed on the back of the dugout, and so you go move your key inside and twist it around 6 times and then back 3, and as you pull out, you open the door and you all hustle in. What?
Ready? Come on.
Yeah, come on. You guys have been to the agency before. You all were inducted in a process prior to this, so this is not your first time walking through the space. I would like you all to tell me something that you recall. What do you see again a second time as you're making your way through here? Oh, we can sit. Okay. Go right on.
I see a bunch of minimalist, very ugly art on the walls. And the busts of a couple people. There are busts
And so
around also.
I like that that's the first thing you see as you walk in. You open the door and you all are walking along this hallway. You see these multiple busts along the wall with minimalist paintings guiding you along this hallway. What else do folks see as they're making their way into the agency?
I see there's actually like a art piece. It's like a statue that is also like a cryptographic puzzle, and it hasn't been solved yet, but the shapes on it are intriguing, and some of them look familiar.
I like that. Dolly, as you are fighting to stay conscious in this moment, phasing in and out, blood streaming off of multiple cuts and wounds on your body, you can't help but focus and fixate on the symbols of the statue. This puzzle, this box that sits at the center of the atrium of a junction of many hallways. What else do y'all see?
As we're walking down, Jeff's eye is caught by little grates in the floor where it meets the wall, the kind you would see for, ventilation or that kind of sort of thing. Except the first one he notices, a like 3 purple tentacles are slithering back into it, and Jeff does a triple take, which is a just to make sure he saw what he thought he saw.
Counting that out
Yeah,
for us.
no worries. And then he's like, well, that's weird, but this place is weird, so that's gotta be normal. The next one, yellow eyes looking out, and then they blink and go away from the vent. The next one, stinky smell. So a lot of stuff going on in the ventilation in this building.
And so as you're going through and moving your way in this space, you guys are encountering these creatures slithering up through their stalks of eyes, popping up through the grating, making your way around. Beryl, you're walking with a purpose because you need to get Dolly to the infirmary.
Totally. But this is like a normal day for me. So I'm like, oh, hey, Jenny. Tentacles looking good, as always, smelling ripe. Okay. And just like walking through, trying to like carry Dolly, making sure she's
Jenny's
okay.
tentacle through the great waves extra high at you. As you're around the corner, make your way down hallway 72, subsection Alpha 37, to infirmary 4. And as you arrive, you drop off Dolly, and who do you see there? Who's the person who's working?
Florence, so nice to see you. I'm so sorry to bother you. I tried to do the bracelet thing, and it just, I don't know if it was the air or the pressure. But
Florence, your bracelet sucks.
Shh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so
Are there 4 infirmaries in this subsection?
There's like 85, I don't know, but
87.
Florence can. Sorry, so sorry, Florence, but if you could just, I would like her not to die. You know, so much paperwork that would be mine to do.
So. Yeah. I'll just
Admit you'd be sad if I died.
Also that, yes, tragic.
Okay, well, this one's pretty messed up. Looks like a lot of bleeding. What's your blood type? I'm sorry, what?
It's a neutral O.
Oh, neutral. Okay. Well, we'll go get that all squared away. Dolly, you'll be right as rain in 2 shakes of my tail feather. I believe it. Beryl, I got this. Go ahead. So, Dolly, have I ever told you about the time I built a fire? And so you hear Florence begin to talk to you while administering medicine for a long, long period of time. You are you're in really bad shape. As you're talking about it, it's going to take you like a week in this hospital to rest up. And so I would love to use this sort of time as a little bit of downtime. Let's sort of do a fast forward of the next week post this incident. What happens in your life? I would love to start off with Jeff. Jeff, what happens in the week after? What do you get your car? Like what goes on in your time?
Jeff has quite a stressful week. He's got a sore neck from the attack on the Tin Man, and he is in trouble at the work that he's trying to juggle with his agency job. Because if you remember,
you
week's
haven't
episode,
you like haven't been in the office in a while, right?
Yeah, and he's been working remote / coming up with excuses about various illnesses that have to increase in severity to continue not coming into work. So he's getting a little stressed out, thinks maybe it's a little more than he could bit a little more than he could chew off, and he's in trouble with Johnny Law because he left a totaled Prius at the scene of a bunch of devastation in Oz Park.
And so let's resolve that particularly. You wake up the next day, neck very stiff and sore, and to a incessant banging on the door.
Yeah, I'm coming. He opens the door to find
Officer Ken standing in front of you.
Where's Officer Barbie? Jeff thinks he's like super tough now that he's in the agency. So he's like talking shit to people on the street.
He literally looks you up and down, rolls his eyes, and says, "All right, bud. You're here because we saw your car left on the side of the road. It was totaled. And first off, that is a fine of $2,000 for fleeing an accident, but we don't really know what happened there. Perhaps you could illuminate us."
Yeah, officer. Was anybody hurt?
Weren't you there?
I said, was anybody hurt? Officer Ken.
Ken squints his eyes, pinches his nose. No one was hurt that day, but I saw you poking around earlier.
Well, Officer Ken, if nobody was hurt, and it's my car that was damaged, and I'm not too bent out of shape about it, then I'll just write you a check for $2,000. We can be on our merry way. How about that, Officer Ken?
What is it? What is it about you kids these days? Like, really? Like, what you...
I'm sorry. I know I'm being disrespectful, but I had a...
It's like, do your parents not teach you anything? You're from
No,
Glenview. I looked you up. I know the Choi family in Glenview. Are you Barbara's son?
No, I'm actually Nunya's son.
Okay, well, I'm gonna talk to Barb, so this is good to know. Oh, you're Jeff! I remember you! I do remember you! Okay, alright. You used to come to H Mart every once in a while, you'd get the panda pockets and spill...
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, guy. That Jeff is dead.
Yeah, like how the version of me who used to work as a cashier is dead. Okay.
I want to circle back to something I said earlier. I said I'm actually Nunya's son. Do you know Nunya?
Do you want me to give you a ticket for like resisting?
For what? For telling you that I'm Nunya's son?
Honestly, you're just like giving me a reason to take you to jail. Like I'm like you're.
There is nothing illegal about asking you if you know Nunya.
Oh God! Thank you, Jeff. This has been delightful.
Here's your check, Officer Ken.
I don't take your check. You have to go online. You go online. There's a whole thing.
Yeah, the old Jeff did online. The new Jeff's off the grid. He puts the check in the cop's hand.
He rips it up and walks away. He's shutting the door behind him.
And Jeff goes, "Oh my God, that was exhilarating. This life rules."
As you pull back, you also realize that your car is probably... you got the info on the sheet about part of the payment of what tow park you need to get the car from. It's over on the west side. It's the only one on the west side. And that's what happens to Jeff the next day. Let's check in on... I want to end with Dolly because of... Well, or actually... Let's jump to Dolly. You spend the next week recovering and recuperating in the Infirmary 4 with Florence. What is it like? And what do you tell your grandma?
Well, first of all, I'm shocked at the timbre of her voice is so low and smoky. What was she doing all the time that her voice sounds like that? I text my grandma regularly, and we speak in Bitmojis often. So I just sent a picture of myself in a hospital bed that's like, but it's a Bitmoji.
Mm-hmm. You see, she sends a Bitmoji back of her with glasses that she's like pulling back and forth, like looking at it, with exclamation marks over her eyes.
Like, don't worry, Grandma, I'm okay.
She sends a Bitmoji back of like a sighing and then another one of her reading a newspaper saying that she's going back to her normal sort of business.
Oh, good. Grandma's back to her normal business, Florence.
Oh, that's great. It's nice to see you have a connection with the elderly. I remember when my grandmother died 250 years ago. It was a shame. No. It was 2 centuries ago. Why should I complain, you know?
Hey. For me, it was more than 2 decades ago, but it feels so close to me now and so real.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, what was more than 2 decades ago?
Lawrence, I understand that you have some shifting around to do right now with the medical charts, and I'm going to let you do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to get into a story about, after my parents.
Oh, this old racket again. Oh, that's you. Okay.
Oh, you don't want to hear? Okay.
No. We just
you mentioned
the other
the
infirmaries have been talking about it, about how there was a individual who. Okay, it's just not. It's good to know that. So that's this Dolly.
Why would the infirmary here even be talking about me?
I'm
just a lowly intern.
Yeah, but out of all the interns so far, or ever, you've been sent to us the most.
Yeah, I kind of go wild out there and take all the damage I can.
Right, but also when you're in here, you just talk about the same thing for like the entire time, and it's also not we talked about this the last time you were in my room, Dolly. It's not.
Okay, fine. Do you want to hear about the zine I'm working on?
Honestly, yes. How are you moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, like the front of it is just a collage I made, as per most zines. It's like a little bit of the 50s and then plus like modern stuff. And it's about Chicago, of course, but the West Side, my favorite side. Anyway.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's got a good distribution. I'm going to deliver it. I'm going to hand deliver it to 13 people next week.
Are you?
Because they ordered online, pre-ordered my zine.
Dolly, it's okay that you don't have more going on in your life. You don't need to lie about it.
A zine is a lot to have going on. It's handmade.
Are you actually working on a zine, or is it, or like, is this a real thing to? Okay, cool. I didn't know if you were trying to save face, and this is what you came up with. But Florence looks at you and says, "You know what? Why don't you sign me up on the newsletter as well?"
Okay, 14. That's going to be like an extra 2 hours probably.
Oh, sweetie, for someone your age, you should really know how computers work.
Listen, I'm an older millennial.
And with that, we pull away from you talking to someone who is probably an older millennial. We pull away from Dolly spending her week in the infirmary. Let's go to. Let's talk about Gliz. Gliz, what happens for you in this next week as you're in a splint in your arm? Is sort of like you didn't get as messed up as Dolly, but you took your licks. You got hit pretty bad. What does it look like?
So it's still pretty sore, but I still have to teach class. So I kind of make up that I got it from a wrestling practice. Yeah, That's how I got it. Yeah, I'm just working on some new moves here that I wanted to teach the team, but I try to divert all those questions regarding my wrist to that.
You see the principal reach up to you, Principal Kent, and says, "So you hurt your wrist practicing wrestling moves on your students?"
No, not my students, not my students. It's actually it's a group that I wrestle with on the outside. You know, other gym teachers in the Chicagoland area. We all get together, we wrestle, and we learn new moves that we could teach our teams. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what happened.
This is a manipulate person role. You're straight up lying to your boss as he's inquisiting whether or not you're abusing your students.
So what do I roll here? Smash, manipulate somebody. Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll roll. Haha, 10.
A 10. That's incredible.
10.
You're the principal looks at you as you describe this wrestling club and looks down the hallway, shakes his head, and says, "Do they have any openings? Sometimes I have a lot of rage that I need like a safe space to get out of, and I don't know if it's like a fight club. I'd love to get into a fight club thing."
I think you're referring to actual fight club.
I mean, you can't talk about it. I get it. You can't talk about it. I understand. If this is like one of those things,
I'll let you know. I'll
Okay.
let you know.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. And I want you to know, I'd never thought you were beating up kids, but it's my job. I gotta ask.
Yeah, sure. No, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, what type of principal would I be otherwise?
Yeah, not the type of principal want to join a fight club.
Right.
Anything,
So is it
yeah.
like on a Saturday night thing? Or
Have you
what's the
tried
vibe?
yoga or anything else?
And-
Wrestling is more of a.
You guys have this conversation in the teacher's lounge, and we're gonna cut to since we're at school. Let's who wants to go first, Yez or Simone in this space? Let's go with Simone. Tell me about it.
Okay, so I'm back at school.
You're back at school, and this week is a sort of dealing with the consequences in your personal life of the event. You all, as you've been reading and hearing about throughout the week, have heard and seen the news stories about the vandalism of Oz Park, right? People are saying it was community activists who were mad about the inaction of the police. So there was a demonstration in the middle of the night. Other people are saying that it was the police themselves, like setting up a trap as a way to draw attention away from them and make them seem like the good guys. Like, people are spinning it to their own narrative. You all do know the truth, though. And sort of with that knowledge, Simone, this might be the first time you could be defined as a delinquent in your activities. What is it like for you as you're sort of, and also dealing with the fact that, dealing with the fact of like failing the role with the sword, messing up your magic, like, and sort of all those things. What is going on in Simone's head in the week following?
Yeah, so I was looking forward to, beating up these bad guys and like working with the agency to like succeed. So I'm just like really disappointed that like the internship isn't working out to like what I thought it would be.
I think who do you journal about this? Do you talk to someone about this? Like, how do you process this? Or is this something you think about?
During study hall, I write like a note with like my jelly pens to Yaz, and I just like fold it up into like a little triangle, and I like flick it over to her like with all my feelings.
So we see this paper football fly across the study hall, lands perfectly on Yaz's desk. Not a single monitor in the group notices it's there. And Yaz, you're reading this note. We can also just make this a conversation. Yeah, it's written, but for our sakes, back and forth. What does it look like in study hall for you two?
Okay, so the note says,
Oh yes,
What?
okay.
"What's up, Yaz? I am so bored in study hall right now. So I'm writing this note to you. Last night was a disaster.
Oh my
I
god.
honestly thought this would be like the best day of our lives being adults, using our magic, but like it totally didn't work out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm actually legitimately pissed. I have no control over my powers the way I thought I did. And 4 or 5 statues should have been a piece of cake, but it wasn't at all. What the heck? I couldn't even get slippers off of her feet, off of Dorothy's feet. Like, I I'm just really like upset with myself, I guess.
I know. Like I used my sword. I thought that would help, our team. It didn't work. Nothing
Yeah.
broke. Everyone's hurt. Everyone's dying. We haven't
I know
heard.
Dolly's in the hospital.
Yeah, we haven't heard from her yet. So who knows what's going to happen to our team?
Yeah. And on top of all of that, I didn't study for the calculus test. So
I know, me neither. I'm probably going to fail this one.
Oh my God. Well, that's not new for me, but that's pretty new for you. So how are you dealing with that?
I don't know. I feel like I was always a perfectionist, and this is the first thing that's like ever happened that like has been really, really making me feel shitty and down. And I really thought like we would be an awesome team, and it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not at all what I thought it would be. I will say, I'm shocked and a little jealous that this is the first time in your life that you're feeling down about something. But can't relate. Someone who's always feeling down. But hopefully this is for your sake, I'll say, hopefully we'll get through it and get better. This is our first go around and we didn't even really practice beforehand. But
no, yeah.
I think maybe we should have a magic practice session after school today.
I'd be so down for that.
Okay, great.
Pass your note back and forth and make some plans for the rest of the week. I think that ends up being sort of the goal that you guys set aside for yourself, meeting together after school to practice and work on your magic, or at the very least an excuse for you all to hang out. And with that, we cut back. Where do you all hang out? Is it at your apartment? Yes. Is it at Simone's house? Is it at Jimmy John's?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
At Jimmy John's. Are we sponsored? No, I imagine us practicing at like a basketball court or like a big like playground, but we could hang out at my apartment.
I think that makes sense. You guys, we talked about how your apartment is in Edgewater in particular, about the neighborhood that it's in, and so you're not too far from Rose Hill Cemetery. There's a little bit of a pocket there that on your walks through the space is there are no corpses, there are no like bodies buried there. It's just a quiet section, and so I think you guys huck off the main path, and that's where you tend to go. And so as you all spend your evening sort of doing that, trying to get better for whatever the next task is going to be, Beryl, you are behind a desk and a mountain of paperwork that your typewriter is just chewing through. What are some of the forms you're filling out? What are their purposes?
Let's see, 2044C, intern hurt in the line of duty, 24C, 14 be intern spilling water in the line of duty, 24C-8, the biting unnecessarily of a demonic presence. No, is that a 28-7? Because technically there were statues.
Mhm.
This is gonna take me all night.
As you're looking at and sort of working through this, give me I want to double check what type of roll this would be. Let me pull this out. Let's see. It's either
Some ass.
yeah, kick some ass against stuff. Give me an investigate a mystery.
All right.
You got a 6.
Failure.
You got a failure. So you can't ask any of the questions that they would give you in your hold. You get a +2 and ask any of them, which is good because no, this is better that you actually failed, and I mean that very sincerely. In that, as you're going through these paperworks and these documents, you're looking at the forms that you've been asked to fill out, describing and recapping the scenario and sort of what occurred. And as you're going through them, you're flipping through Form 76A, Form 97D. You come across one that is a summary of the events themselves, sort of after having digested your information being read back to you in the transcript. You're going through its procedure. And as you're looking at it, your eyes come across an error in the red tape. Cause of phenomenon known and resolved. It's crazy. You could have sworn that you put for cause of phenomenon unknown but resolved. Known and resolved cases are done. They don't get looked at. They don't get opened up and examined.
I mean, I guess I could put this up at the line of duty, but then they're going to ask me what that is. I mean, once something's resolved, you can't unresolve it. That would take an entire investigation. That would be ridiculous. Well, I better put a requisition looked at bureaucratic work. That's 1. And a 14C, which is submitted, looked at bureaucracy 47B. Okay. Carry the 1. Oh, I'm still going to be here until next year. Fantastic. Exactly what I hope for. Yay, Barrel. Go Barrel.
And so you're plugging away at your data sets and making sure all your files are filled out in triplicate. We're going to... Yeah.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
I also picked up a phone from Radio Shack because I felt so bad that my interns got super hurt, even though I never visited Dolly and I will never tell her that I care. I felt so terrible because I didn't. And the Radio Shack Best Buy, the place that was, I remember the glory days.
It's okay.
Definitely not Circuit City.
You can call it a Radio Shack and ask someone on the street, it's like, hey, where's the nearest Radio Shack? Right? Like, and expect
the Shack of Radios.
Shacks of Radios.
Anybody?
How about a Sam Goody? I've been looking to get a 8-track recently. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like a Nokia, like a brick phone.
Yeah.
Like, it is not a smartphone. It has no internet.
Heck yeah. You got Snake though. That's what counts.
I got Snake. That's what counts. I can play a little bit of Tetris. And I made Jeff input all of the numbers so that I could send a text, and I text with one finger the way that old people do. And I text everyone, hey, good job.
Everyone, you get a text on your phone from a number you don't recognize that says, except for Jeff. I think Jeff's the only person who saved the phone number back. And maybe that's what it is. You see a group text with everyone else and a random, like, You see Yaz's contact popped up, Simone, Gliz, Dolly. All of you see that, and then an unknown set of 10 numbers.
I just send a Bitmoji back with like just me in a hospital bed with the thumbs up.
I don't see what
Wait,
it is
to be
because my
clear,
phone's too
did I-
old.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have my full health again?
After a week's stay, after your stay, you'll be back to full health. I would say everyone else who took some damage, this is part of the week off. You guys are recuperating and recovering. It's also part of the agency's protocol. They don't really, especially after dealing with such violence and trauma, they take some time before they send you out on your next sort of event. And so, as you all are getting this text, I'd love to pin in a little bit on you all where you're occupying in this moment. Let's jump to Jeff in particular. Jeff, you're at Lupon. You're doing your informatics technologies. What is your day like as it is your first day back in the office after however long it's been? What, a month since you've actually had to come in?
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, Jeff would have really leaned into the whole act of like being sick,
Mm-hmm.
being like, "Hey, thanks so much for welcoming me back with such open arms," you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeff was exhilarated by that experience, especially because he took no damage, and he thinks that he's a super badass man in black now. So he's like rolling around, tie undone. He's like, "What's up? You guys need your computers fixed? Buy a new one." You know, like saying like stuff that doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
but he thinks is like badass.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wearing like sunglasses inside the office, and I think by lunch, his supervisor asked to meet with him.
Yeah, you get an email from Eric MacArthur calling you in to have a conversation at 4 p.m.
Right, and then when he gets the email, he's like, "Guys, check it out. This is my impression of MacArthur." Right? Am I right? Sending emails, so stupid. Nobody.
No one says a thing. They're just too busy doing their own stuff.
Yeah.
He
takes a 2-hour lunch that goes.
You took a 2-hour lunch at 2 p.m. to end at 4. Yeah. You arrive at the place, a knock on your door, and you see Eric sitting behind his desk. He stands up. "Hey, Jeff, come on in, bud. Grab a seat. And Eric's your typical all-American gentleman, standing at 6'3", was a linebacker for a D2 school in college, but he doesn't really talk about that much. But he's been in charge of this department now for about 6 months coming in. It's still his first year, and you can tell that he's trying to get a sense of the group. He wants to be the fun boss. And he looks at you and says, "Jeff, my man, it's so good to have you back. How you feeling, dude?"
I'm good, dude. Never been better.
Oh man, it's good. I'm glad that you're recovering. We're really gonna need you in a couple months when we've got sand volleyball coming up for the extracurricular activities we're planning.
Yeah, I don't really know if I have time for all that stuff anymore.
Jeff, you love sand volleyball, man. You
Love
designed
it.
the t-shirts last year.
I don't know if I ever really loved it, actually. Mostly just sort of a kind of a thing. It's like, when you do like something for somebody you pity. It's really more like that.
Man.
Like an act of like out of the goodness out of my heart,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Cool if I smoke in here.
Well, before you get to that, I just want you to know we really value and appreciate the insight you've always provided to the team. Your perspective is one that we really value. The direction that you have provided in the space has always been really appreciated. You provide an insight of a lot of us are so individualistic, but you're really a collectivist. You know what I mean? Like, you really get how to think as a group. Which is why it pains me to say that I'm sorry, bud. We're gonna have to move you to needs improvement. We're gonna have to set up a performance review plan for the next couple months. I hate to do it to
Pip
you.
me, dude?
Uh,
You pipping me?
Jeff, I think if we're honest, you pipped yourself.
Dude, how could you pip me? This is my first day back. What is the P I need to ip?
Frankly, to get your performance improved, this plan needs to be thorough. All right, and frankly, your flippant attitude, your laissez-faire sort of, it's like you watched Office Space for the first time and are now just living this life, dude.
Okay, boss. If that is your title,
I,
I guess have it your way.
I've said it before. You can just call me Eric.
Cool. I didn't know when Lupin turned into a Burger King because I guess you're having it your way. He puts on his sunglasses and walks out.
I hate that I like that. I hate that was a good one. You hear Eric whisper underneath his breath before taking a notepad out and scribbling down your line. He will send that out later in an email.
Yeah, after Jeff walks out, he's like, "That was awesome. I rocked that."
I think that's great. So we cut away from Jeff getting back into the swing and dealing with a little bit of the consequences of his work. Gliz, what is it like at school as you're in your recovery and getting yourself situated?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for everybody being on time. Yes, Simone. Anyway, so let's continue on with the topic. Are the pyramids real or are they fake? So I know there's a lot that's going around on TikTok right now saying how the pyramids were built by aliens. I want to tell you right now, they're not. Okay, pyramids were actually built by human people. Okay.
I want to pass a note to Simone during this that says he's okay on the battlefield, but in school, I can't stand him.
I write back, I totally agree. I can't believe he said hi to us in front of the whole class. I'm so glad we ignored him.
Yeah, what is he trying to do?
Gliz, read a bad situation.
Read a bad situation. So like what? Interrupt them or like roll
No.
for
Just
it?
roll to read a bad situation.
All right. Let's see here. Read a bad situation. Okay. 8.
An 8. It's a mixed success. As you are talking about this history to these individuals, explaining the importance of it, you, in enthusiasm, look to see who's paying attention and look at your students and friends, Yaz and Simone, when you catch something flying in the air between scribbles. You make your way up, you walk forward, and you catch the note without them noticing. And it's
This is so awkward.
It's a mixed success because you read what they had to say about you. And it hurts.
Oh no.
They got your ass.
All right, be quiet, Pip.
There's a kid named Pip in the back now.
It just looks like
You bird? Yeah.
They got your ass. Okay, my voice is much
He's a
better.
real rat. He's a real rat.
Maybe he knows Rasputin.
That's not this crossover. That's next season. Don't worry about it. So you get this note. What happens?
I'm actually hurt. I thought they were my friends, and so I crumple up the note, put it inside my pocket, walk to my desk and I just sit my hand down like, and then I turn on the History Channel, Ancient Aliens, and I say, everybody watch this, do a report, 5-page report on this, due by next class. And I just sit down in silence. It's sad.
We're gonna cut to Simone and Yaz. It is after school. You all are getting yourself, making your way to the back corner of Gracefield Cemetery to do a little bit of practicing on your craft. Have you all told any of the other interns or Beryl or anyone that you all have been practicing in this way, or is this like just a private sort of space?
Yeah,
Okay.
private. Did you think? I was gonna say it's private.
I also, yes, I agree with you. But I think on today's agenda, we should talk about repairing Gliz's heart.
Yeah, I feel really bad that he read what we wrote.
I know.
I actually, I think I want to do something to make up for it. Like,
Yeah. Because I'm not going to write that 5-page paper. So
no.
So we should just do something nice so he forgets about it.
Yeah, I feel like we've been kind of bullying him, even though he's our teacher.
Yeah, it's like weird because I feel like this wouldn't be that big a deal if he was just our teacher. But now that we're kind of equals outside of school, it makes everything confusing.
Yeah, super, super uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like, if he had just read that in the before we were all interns, we would have just gotten a detention and then we could just complain about him more. But now we can't do that. And he didn't give us detention.
No, because I think it makes sense, right? Like, part of it is they're okay on the battlefield, right? Like, he had to not show it to other people in order to keep your secret. But also that means, yeah.
Okay.
So what is he into? We could maybe buy him a present.
He's into Jeff. He loves Jeff.
Jeff's my cousin. I could totally do like a bro date or something like together. He would totally love to be hanging out with Jeff one night.
Yeah. Did we...
Boys night.
Hang out. Sorry. Hold on.
It's a boys' night.
It's a boys'
Oh,
night.
man.
You mean every single night is a boys' night? Set me up on a bro date. What am I, a child? Like Jeff and I were friends before you even knew about it.
And they're not. Where are they going to get alcohol?
Yeah.
Well, what if you guys like cast magic or use magic, like practicing
Hey,
to like
this is
like-
yeah.
let them have like a really good night in like downtown Chicago?
Exactly. We'll make sparks fly.
Mm-hmm.
We use
Sparks
our
already
magic
fly.
to enhance
That's canon. That's
their
canon.
night out.
You could try to do that.
We could do that. I could jinx something so that Gliz could if he wants to hit on someone, I can help that out with
Ooh.
my jinx power.
Yeah, they could be like, one guy could be like the perfect wingman, and then they could have like a really cool like shared experience.
I don't want to jinx any women, just to be clear.
Thank you.
Jinx the other dudes. Just want to be jinxing other people is not cool.
Okay, that's fair. I could.
Oh, I got one. How
Okay.
about we jinx Coach G and make him seem super cool, and Jeff is like wanting to be his best friend.
She's already
Well,
my
they're-
best friend.
They are
I'm
friends.
sorry.
Okay. Oh, you know what? This idea just came to me. What if we get Jeff and Gliz WrestleMania tickets? An
Oh.
idea that
yeah.
I had on my own. Actually, thank you, Invaders in 25.
I remember Jeff talking about Rey Mysterio and his like son. Like he's like really deep into that lore. So I feel like tickets, front row seats, I think they would have like a great night.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Perfect.
And so you guys begin to sit and plan a little bit about this date that you've got set up for Jeff and Gliz. We're going to cut to Dolly and Beryl as you are there to check Dolly out. You know, she's been in the infirmary for a week, and now having recovered, spending a lovely amount of time with Florence, and is ready to make their way out. You arrive, and we cut to see Dolly being pushed along in a wheelchair by Beryl as you're making your way out of a door that like you pull your way out of a door. There's a bit of a light. You make your way down. You see a custodian look at you all, walk away, and then goes up and opens the door and sees it's just a maintenance closet. We watch you all continue and round a corner. Beryl, you're on your way to drop Dolly at home. What does this interaction look like between the two of you?
Girl,
Yes, Dolly.
thanks
Yes.
for thanks for thanks for like getting me healed or whatever.
Oh, it's not a problem. It's
No,
actually
I'm
part
sure
of our comprehensive healthcare. Really, you don't have to thank me or speak to me or make
sure there's
this
a lot
a
of
moment.
paperwork. So
It was. Your paperwork was about half a foot stack high. When I handed it to Jenny, she asked, "Ha ha ha!" You know, almost as tall as Dolly. Get it?
so
Because
none of it is on computers.
you know,
Is it a barrel problem or is it an agency problem? Because Jeff seems to have fixed the problem at Lupin.
I mean, we have Jenny. She goes through the ventilation system. Like, I don't know what else you need to.
Jenny delivers papers through the ventilation system.
It's less of a delivery and more of an absorb and then unabsorbs. But yeah, it's something like that.
I didn't want to talk about the fact that her body is a green oozing sore that absorbs and lets out data.
You know, you should be very quiet when you say that because she technically, it's all an ear as well. It's like a hearing thing. But
Well, anyway, I was just trying to say thanks, okay?
received loud and clear. This is a comfortable moment for me. I have a lot of these. And just so we're clear, next time we're gonna take the van and you can get some. I've requisitioned some doll armor for you specifically, so you know everyone can armor up and we don't have to, you know, get our asses kicked by some Lyman Frank Baum monstrosities. God, that guy sucked.
Hey, listen, I don't want to ride in a van. I've got a classic car. We can take that. But I appreciate the armor stuff. I would also like to not die until I avenge my family, and then I can just. Well, I don't have any real plans after that, so I guess I might as well just die.
That sounds like a wonderful plan, and I hope you can achieve it. Let us know if the agency can help you in any way. Oh, look, here's the door closest to your house. I think this should open up to a closet somewhere in your house. I don't know.
You're
This
gonna let
door's a
me in
little.
Granny's closet?
This door is a little wonky. You might get
That's where
sent to
she keeps her
Antarctica.
nice dresses.
Well, then you'll just come out looking great as.
I'm not gonna put one of them on. She's just gonna be really concerned about her closet from now on.
You know what? That's something that you and Granny and the closet will have to deal with.
Oh,
And I just
put
open
me
the door and
outside.
shove her
You
in.
can't put me outside. Oh! Grandma? Grandma, don't be scared.
Oh, G baby, it's so good
Grandma.
to see you. Last week I was called G Money by Dolly, and Dolly's grandmother referred to Dolly as G baby, and that is now canon. So,
G-Money,
yes, sweetheart. Oh, look, well.
I missed you.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Come here. Come in G Money's arms. And you snuggle in and get that familiar scent of mothballs and old lady perfume. And it feels comforting. And as you get settled in at home, you and your grandmother begin to catch up about your week. What is the relationship like with your grandmother? How much does she know about the agency? How much do you tell her?
I tell her I've been doing volunteer work because I know she would be worried about me putting myself in danger.
Yeah.
And I also just, it's tough for us to talk about anything serious.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like to not talk about it.
Mm. And as you guys sort of hang out, I think that's the vibe. The appreciation of the company is so much more important than whether or not she knows exactly what occurred. And as you guys are chatting and getting caught up, I think we sort of take a moment of checking in on every person before their evening. Dolly's chatting with their grandmother, getting ready for bed. What does Simone's evening routine look like?
Yeah, so she's actually watching the Ancient Aliens video that was assigned by Coach G. She really, really wants to do a good job. She wants to like show that she respects the assignment and him. So, she's doing the extra mile, making it like an 8-page paper instead of 5.
You're cranking away, getting it done. Jeff, what does it look like for you in that evening?
Jeff is chilling at home, feet up now, unusual for him. It's usually very neat. He's watching Evil Dead 2. And you know what? He's like, he finishes his second craft beer and he's like, that's probably enough for tonight. I'm going to just hit the hay. Then a little voice in his mind says, nah, dude, you rock now. Finish the 12-pack, brother.
Jeff's becoming the villain of this series. I want you to know. Heck yeah. Let's move to Yaz. What does it look like for you?
Yaz is pissed. She's really mad at herself for what happened today with Gliz, on top of being mad at herself already for the magic stuff. So she's really banging away on her drum pad that she has. Maybe it's a little too loud, but she's taking her anger out on that.
We watch, there's like a side-by-side shot of watching, it's just like go to freaking town on her drum pad. And we hear the full sound on one side, and as we pass across the wall, we look into Greta's apartment, who's sitting on the other side in her little sofa, and just hears the thudding that's occurring, and shakes her head and adjusts her half-moon spectacles while reading her book. What does it look like for Gliz as they're getting ready for bed?
I'm doing my evening stretches, and saying, and after I do my evening stretches, I shave. I shave a little bit again. I got to shave a lot, because I grow a lot of hair quick just to keep it. I take another glass of warm milk. I have warm milk in the mornings, so I have warm milk at night. Take my vitamins. Put on my nice little hat. It's a raccoon hat. It helps me sleep. Reminds me of my days in the woods. I go into bed and I say some prayers and I fall asleep.
And you watch Gliz go through his entire routine and tucking himself into bed, pulling the sheet up. And finally, Beryl, what does it look like for you?
As I close the door that goes anywhere you need it to with Dolly, I'm just walking back through the agency. It's pretty empty. No one's really there. I'm just sitting there looking around. All right then. And then I go back to sleep. And by sleep I mean I just kind of lay down on the floor because I have no furniture in my studio apartment. I forgot to add that was part in the agency.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm looking at the time, and so I want to be cognizant of it, and seems like a good place for it. But we watch all of you appear on the frame. All 6 of your faces divided up into their own quadrant, 3 and 3. And each of you are being looked at by something. We watch Jeff finish his case, and as he goes to put it in the recycle bin, is drunk, stumbles, and just falls into bed. And the eye begins to drift away. Yaz is thudding away on the drum set, crushing it through, and this gaze is hovering outside their window and begins to move off. Simone, you're staying up late working on your Ancient Aliens homework and are cranking away on your keyboard with the screen displaying what it's displaying while something else outside your window bounces and then begins to make its move. Beryl, we watch the door open as you go in to the your studio. You turn around and shut it as something hovers looking at it at the door, begins turning around and shifting to another door that opens perfectly for it to escape out of, whatever it is. Dolly, as you and G Money are catching up over the evening, talking about your days and sharing some cookies between the two of you, you watch, well, you don't even see it, but something watches you from across the window, bouncing a little bit before making its way. And Gliz, fast asleep, we watch his old, for some reason, I picture you sleeping like an old grandparent from Willy Wonka. So you've got like one of those things like hanging above your head, and it's like, as you snore, it moves with your breath.
Yeah, it's my raccoon hat.
Yes, you're right. Yes, the raccoon hat.
It's my raccoon hat.
So you're snoring. It's going up and down. And we watch something outside your window as well travel with you. We follow these 6 different perspectives as they drift away and begin to show different parts of Chicago, moving from all the different corners where you occupy, coalescing, eventually pulling on to the same location. It gets tighter and tighter, and some of the viewpoints begin to display these fencing that's popping up out of cobblestone. They get a little bit closer and they seem to pull in together, begin to make the full panorama of the graveyard, devoid of the divisional lines, a single tracking shot going above the top of it, moving across a mausoleum to stone to just little nameplate as it begins to descend from a top-down view to a direct on. We see an individual standing with its back to you all, a hood over its face, over the back of its neck, as whatever is bouncing and floating or perspective begins to land and separates into 6 dots. As we keep the camera on the back of this individual, these 6 dots, as we watch them go away, are in fact moths as they flutter and flap and move closer, and the individual lifts their hand as they begin to fall into the sleeve of their arm, crawling up. They look for a moment, turn over their shoulder, and then jump into the air before massive wings unfurl and they take off. And that's going to be the end of this week of Stir Friday Night's Monster of the Week. We've been Stir Friday Night. We've been playing a fun game, and I hope you've been having a good time. I'm Sudhak. I've been your GM. Let's go around, introduce yourselves, talk about what you've got going on, where people can find you on the internet. Yeah, and just go around and plug anything you want to plug. We're going to go in reverse order. So we started with Erica. We're going to, this time, start with Shu and make our way around the horn. Shu, kick us off.
Hi everyone, my name is Shu, and I've been Beryl. You can find me on Twitter at Hello There Shu, also on Instagram, where I pretty much only post pictures of my food. You can also catch me and my another TTRPG game, Kids on Bikes, Mondays at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central. It is very exciting. We have just stopped being gold coins, and I guess you'll have to tune in to see what that is.
Heck yeah. Well, Harrison, you're up next.
Hi, everybody. Harrison Happen. I played Gliz Marshall, and you can catch me on Twitter at Harrison_Happen, on Instagram, where I'm more active at Harrison is Happening, and you can catch me on PSN. Monkey Mud is my gamer tag. Still looking to some teammates to get me to maybe Masters, like even Diamond 3 would be great. I'm a Lifeline main. I play support. I am not toxic. Please add me.
The most toxic. No, I'm kidding. We're going to move right on. Joan.
Hey everyone. Follow me on Instagram at St. Joan. And if you're lucky, I will post something.
Heck yeah. Moving right along. Ben. You're muted in Zoom, my dude.
Sorry, I had a sound issue there. What's up, everybody? Ben Cummings here. You can follow me at Ben Cummings. Sorry, I had a sound issue there. What's up, everybody? And on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can also watch me every Tuesday night on at Crocodile Nasties on Twitch.com. And then you can also
Heck yeah. Moving right along, we're gonna go to Asra.
Hi, I'm Asra. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kanye__West, or also on Instagram at yog.asra. I'll update my bio and send an updated bio. But I teach yoga. I'm teaching a lot more now, and I'm working on my prenatal certification, so that should be done within the next couple weeks. So if you're pregnant, I can help you with some yoga. Okay, that's me.
Heck yeah. And last but not least, Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica. I am on the internet, usually on Instagram, at Bepica_says. And I did finally get some new followers recently. So if you would like to follow me, I would appreciate that, because I mostly post about nothing. It's either some stuff. It's usually about I am traveling right now, and that's my vibe on Instagram. So if you're into that, and even if you're not, just give me a follow.
Heck yeah. There's worthy content. It's a smorgasbord, but it's good as smorgasbord, you know? And
sometimes you'll see my dog.
Oh, that's honestly worth it. Truly, my heart. Hi, I'm Masood. I'm the GM for this group. I am on Instagram and Twitter at Marudboy, MAHRUDBOI. And when I'm not, oh my God, look at Coraline. When I'm not here with these wonderful people on Wednesday nights playing Sir Friday Night's Monster of the Week, you can catch me on Sundays with Rivals of Waterdeep over on the D&D channel and Rivals of Waterdeep, twitch.tv/Rivals of Waterdeep, as well as on Tuesday nights with Indoor Recess playing Generation Fantasy. If you haven't yet, go over and check out that story. I play Kent Vanderbilt, perhaps the most obnoxious person I've ever made, and it's chef's kiss. It's very fun. But yeah, come hang out, come watch the VODs. We're Stir Fry Night. Go tell your friends about us, and come back next week. We'll be here Wednesday nights on Twitch. Until then, thanks so much for hanging out. Bye-bye.